News at 10, live from Channels Television. Reported tonight,
Ijoma Oyato.
Hello and welcome. Tonight, shattered dreams as Boko Haram members killed 29 students in a fresh school attack in Yobe. Nigerian military condemns the vicious attack, says it's going after the group, but Governor Ibrahim Gaidam calls for more troops. Fuel subsidy cost federal government 862 billion naira in 2012. And US President Barack Obama threatens to withdraw American troops from Afghanistan.
On business news tonight, the alternative securities market of the Nigerian Stock Exchange is set to give entrepreneurs a boost.
And on sports news tonight, Chelsea manager Jose Mourinho clarifies comments about the quality of his strikers as a recording of a private conversation emerges in France.
And Linda Kibe from Abuja, the Inspector General of Police Mohammed Abubakar raises alarm over what he calls low allocation for the police in the 2014 budget, seeks increment. We begin tonight with yet another bloodbath in Yobe State, northeastern Nigeria, where insurgents once again unleashed terror, leaving 29 students dead at the federal government college Buniyadi earlier today. The students were attacked in their sleep in their dormitories within the school premises. All the victims were teenage boys who were separated from the girls by the attackers and killed. As for the girls, the gunmen rounded them up before telling them to go away and get married and to abandon their education. Last September in the same Yobe State, 40 students were killed at the College of Agriculture during a night-time raid. Now, in the meantime, the Nigerian military says it's incensed by this vicious attack on defenseless students of the federal government college, Yobe. The director of Defense Information, Major General Chris Olukolade, confirmed the attack, but said that the military is tracking the group. Speaking with Channels Television via telephone this evening, the defense chief said the military will continue to increase surveillance on schools and other vulnerable spots so as to evade such attacks. But despite the second major attack on school children in Yobe State, Major General Olukolade gave the assurance that the military had foiled several other attacks based on intelligence.
About 3 a.m., a group of terrorists using footpath attacked the federal government college in Buniyadi, using some footpath from adjoining communities and villages, avoiding the normal routes of entry to the place, and they were able to scale in and attack the students. Most of their victims were killed by torturing, while the others were burnt. And the essence was for them to prevent attention to their activities while it was on, or for to attract attention of security agents. Besides, prior to that attack, they had succeeded in destroying telephone man, which also prevented people from making distress calls that could reach out to the security agents to intervene. Well, at the moment, the routes that were used by them have been discovered and they are being trailed. We are very sure that very soon we'll track them, and that is the perpetrators. And the other method they use, which looks new, has also been discovered, which means subsequently will prevent such an approach.
Is it possible that this war is actually getting tougher than we expected?
But well, like we have said repeatedly, it is keeping in pattern with several approaches. It is their pattern to do this kind of dastardly acts just to scare the communities. still maintain that we believe we are aborting so many of their tricks. Only a few of them are appearing to be succeeding, and it's very unfortunate. But
Well, a visibly worried governor of the state, Ibrahim Gaidam, during his visit to the school today, condemned the attack, calling it a massacre. Governor Gaidam, like his equally troubled counterpart in Borno, Kashim Shettima, frowned on the poor security arrangement that allows such attacks to persist. He asked President Goodluck Jonathan to send more troops to Yobe State to forestall future attacks. Our correspondent Sheung Okimbaloe reports.
A citadel of knowledge has been turned into a killing field. A group of ruthless gunmen under the guise of militancy crept in the dark, armed to the teeth, and in a horrific manner killed these students who probably had only their pens and books to defend themselves. The pictures are too gruesome to behold. Not only did they leave scores of these defenseless students dead, they burned down the entire structure, known as the Federal Government College Buniyadi, perhaps hoping that nobody ever studies here again. Nobody would like to be in his shoes, but once again the Yobe State Governor Ibrahim Gaidam does an on-the-spot assessment of the situation. Apart from the grief he feels is the fact that no one came to the hapless students' rescue.
It was unfortunate that up to the 4-hour period or 5 hours of killings and massacre, there were not any security men around to contain the situation. So I think they should change their strategy, and I will use this opportunity to call on the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, or the Chief of Army Staff, Chief of Defense Staff, whoever is concerned, to send a senator of urgency, enough troops to Yobe, so that they contain this kind of insurgencies.
The attack is coming a year after about 40 students were killed at the College of Agriculture in Yobe State. Government both at the federal and state level certainly have their hands full as the citizens will look up to them to stop these senseless killings of Nigerians, particularly the young and the vulnerable. Sheung Okimbaloe reporting for Channels Television News.
Well, the president may have heard the governor's appeal for more troops, but before conceding, he's condemning the attack on the college, calling it callous, barbaric, and senseless. President Jonathan, who says he received the news with immense sadness, extends his heartfelt condolences to the parents and relatives of the murdered students. According to the president, I wholly condemn the brutal and mindless killing of the innocent students by deranged terrorists and fanatics who have clearly lost the human morality and descended to bestiality. He, however, gave the assurance of his commitment to ending the scourge of terrorism in parts of the country, which has sadly claimed more innocent lives, promising that the armed forces of Nigeria and other security agencies will continue to tackle the war against terror with vigor. Now, this year alone, over 250 people have been killed in very gory attacks by the Boko Haram members. But in this report, we chronicle the efforts of the military to track down the attackers.
Since January till date, over 250 people have died in the northeastern part of Nigeria owing to attacks by the Boko Haram sect. As if these deaths were not enough, the sect struck again, this time in a secondary school in Yobe State, killing 29 students. In a similar attack in September of last year, the insurgents entered the College of Agriculture, Gujba, also in Yobe State, where they killed 40 students in cold blood. Last week, another 170 people were reportedly killed by the Boko Haram in a siege on Bama town in Borno State, northeastern Nigeria. In frustration, Governor Kashim Shettima of Borno State visited the president at the presidential villa, where he specifically called for more assistance for the military, claiming the Boko Haram insurgents have superior weapons.
We need more boots on ground. In all fairness to officers and men of the Nigerian army and police, they are doing their best given the circumstances they have found themselves in. But honestly, the Boko Haram are better armed and better motivated than our own troops.
We are working very hard and we continue to work very hard. There are successes. Just that in this kind of a situation, we don't want to hear about any death. So nobody talks about the successes. But the negative ones are the issues. If the strategy had not been working hard, I don't think we would have been moving freely in Abuja. So they've been able to push this to almost at the fringes. They were not too long ago, they came out close to around Maiduguri, and of course when they attacked the helicopters and so on. But that was easily like, so that they came quite close. But otherwise, I've been happening in the communities, in the mountainous areas, the border between Cameroon. As I read from the papers, where they come and attack, they run back to Cameroon. So we are working with the Cameroon authorities.
The Bama attack of last week and the fresh one in Yobe State are clear indications that the Boko Haram menace is one challenge the nation must deal with urgently.